What's going on, guys? It's Wayne here. Today we'll be taking a look at a few very essential formulas in Excel. I'm talking about the VLOOKUP and index and match when used together. So they kind of do almost the same thing with a few small differences. So we're going to be comparing them today. So let's take a look at VLOOKUP first. So it looks like we open it up with equals VLOOKUP, open parentheses, what value, where you're looking for, what columns you're going to be looking at, and closest match or perfect. So when would we use VLOOKUP? We have orders and we have customers. We have the customer ID in each table, but we don't have the name here in the orders table. Instead of going in and looking it up, customer ID 45, alright, customer ID 45, the name is Brian Dreisig. Instead of typing it out manually, which takes time and we're much more prone to error, we can use the VLOOKUP. So let's open it up, VLOOKUP, and we see what it's looking for, so it's really helping us. So we want to look at the value, customer ID, comma, where you're looking. We're looking in this table. We want to make sure that this table is static. So I do that by pressing F4, comma, what columns are we looking at? So it looks like we're looking for name. So name, column 2. So this would be column 1, customer ID, and column 2 is name. So 2, comma, and closest match or perfect. So it says approximate or exact match. So we can either click false, type in false, or type in a 0. And it looks like Brian Dreisig has been returned. Let's drag this down, and it looks like customer ID 26. Customer ID 26 is Marissa Mayer. So let's do the same with state. Open it up. What value are we looking for? Again, customer ID, comma, table array, same table as before, nothing's changed. Let's click F4, F4, column index. Now this is where it changes. We wanted to look at name before, so the column number was 2. This time we're looking for state, so the column is number 3. So this would be the first column, second, and third. The VLOOKUP, the value we're looking for always has to be in column 1. So that's one of the downfalls of VLOOKUP. So we're looking for state, column 3, 0 for false, for the exact match. Close it out. Looks like we get AK. Make sure that this isn't moving. Drag her down. And it looks good. So this is the same exact table. I just switched customer ID and moved it to the right hand side, but the orders table on the right is the exact same. So this, when we use index match, should be the exact same as this. So to use index match, it's actually two different formulas working together. Index is what column or row value we want to be returning. So for example, if we're looking for name, we want this. And then match. So if you notice here, what value, where you're looking, and then closest match, it's the exact same. The columns just got moved over to index. So let's try it out ourselves. Index, open parentheses. We are looking here. Again, make sure this is static, comma, match. What value are we looking for? Customer ID, comma, lookup array. So where we are looking for customer. So now it's on the right hand side. So we can't use VLOOKUP on this because we would have to be column 1, column 2, column 3, but there's nothing here. Again, let's make sure that there's dollar signs to make it static, comma, and we want an exact match. So you see the parentheses are red. One more to close it out. When we opened it up for index, comma, looks like Brian Dreisig. Let's drag her down. Brian, Warren, Jim, Marissa, Lex, and Wayne. Perfect. So let's do the same for state. Index, same thing, but we want to look at state. Excuse me. I'm supposed to press F4 and I pressed 4. Match, lookup value, same thing. Lookup array. We're looking it up here. Comma, 0. Now, when I press enter here, it's going to give an error, and that's because I didn't close out index here. So it's just telling us we found a typo in the formula and try to correct it. The only thing that differs is the extra parentheses at the end. Do you want to accept this correction? Yes. So again, this is the exact same. Perfect. Now that we know what VLOOKUP does and what index match does, what happens if we want to dive deeper? Check out the next video on index match. We'll be taking a look at a two-dimensional lookup. Thanks, guys.